AITA for refusing to give my coworker their office back now that WFH has been cancelled. Back in 2023, a woman, Jen, in my building, left for maternity leave. After having her child, Jen took advantage of our company's WFH program, which left her office open. I placed in a request for the space with my manager, was given the go, so I got to leave my crappy cubicle for my very own private office. My employer has announced that WFH will end on 11/17/25. All employees are to be back in the office by that date. Yeah, that sucks, I know. Yesterday, WFH employees came in for tours and desk assignments. When Jen saw I was in her office, she became agitated and asked if I'd be leaving so she could take back over. I told her flatly that I had no intent to give up the office. Jen spoke with a manager about this, and management's immediate decision was that I was under no obligation to move out of the office. I was approached and asked if I had any interest in returning to a cubicle. I said no, and there was no follow-up from my manager or HR, as they both see the matter as closed. Now, just a day later, I'm getting a stink from coworkers who think I'm punishing Jen for something outside her control. Jen has also emailed me, asking me to consider the position she's in and that she's already being punished by the company by being compelled to return to the building and asking me to consider her feelings. Sincerely, I definitely understand how much this sucks for her and everyone else being forced to come back, but I like having my own office. I have a lot of stuff in here that I'd otherwise have to carry back home. I'd be giving up the privacy that I've become adjusted to, and, if I'm being honest, I enjoy actually having a nice window to look out and none of the noise of the cubicles. AITA on this one. Edit. So a few people really brought up that I hadn't considered was the question of, if I vacated the office, would that necessarily mean Jen could have it back? On Monday, my manager had approached me about returning to a cubicle to verify my lack of interest. But this morning I checked with HR on the policy. Sure enough, you cannot simply choose someone to give your office to, as office assignments are selected by policy. The office would go into the pool if I vacated, which means Jen would be competing with everyone else over it. Several of the WFH people who have returned are more senior than her, and at least one of them is definitely interested in the next bidding that comes up, so Jen would be out of luck. HR is going to circulate a reminder on the office bidding policies. I also brought up the email with my manager, who stated she will reply to it and CC in Jen's manager to ensure there is an understanding that this matter should be considered closed.